Hey guys, for today's video, I thought I would do a Draw My Life. I was born July 30th, 1981 in Herkimer, New York. At the time, so it was my dad, my mom, my older brother, and my younger sister. We all lived in a ranch-style home with a huge backyard, a pool, and my dad had barns out in the back where he would breed dogs. It was just a really nice place. And then when I was 9 years old, we moved to a very, 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 very small town named Sharon Springs. The town had one stoplight, maybe a mile's worth of population, not too many. So my dad, we moved here so my dad could be the superintendent of our school. And by the time we had moved, my dad, my mom, my older brother, older sister, there's me, and then I had a younger sister as well by the time we moved when I was 9 years old. So we moved here when I was in 3rd grade. And then, by the time I was going into 6th grade, my mom and dad split up. So he moved to Binghamton, and we stayed in Sharon Springs for a whole year as my brother was graduating. And it was my sister's first year of school. So it was my sister's first year of school. My brother was graduating. My dad was the superintendent for the very first day. I think he did the first week of school so he could see all 4 of his children at the same school. And then he left. When my dad left, he also took with him, or was in a relationship with, my 4th and 5th grade teacher. So he was a principal in Binghamton. And she lived out near Rochester and would come stay with him on the weekends and vice versa. I moved in with my dad officially when he moved out to the Rochester area with her, and they both owned a country store. And we lived 2 doors down. So they owned a country store. We lived just a couple houses down. I went to school about 10 miles away, and in the meantime, they had had another child, or they had had their first child together. So from 8th grade to 11th grade, I was in school about 10 miles from where they had the store. And the summer of going into my senior year, they decided to move about 10 miles from my school. So I started a brand new school my senior year. At this time, I was driving. I had a job. I had a few friends at this school. But we moved. I was not at all thrilled about that. I did not want to be graduating from a new school my senior year. But it was what it was. After my senior year, I graduated. Yay! And then I went on to college at Roberts Wesleyan. Here I studied for one semester, and then I realized I was in a really rough place in my life. A lot had gone on in the last 5 years, and I was just not ready to handle the college life. So I moved back to Mom's, 4.5 hours away. Just needed some space. I needed to deal with some stuff. So I thought with Mom would be the best way to go. And I did stay there for about a year. I was working full time in Cooperstown, New York at the Baseball Hall of Fame. In their ticket booth. So I got to be in my own little cubicle at the front door selling tickets for a year. After that year, I decided to move back to the Rochester area with my dad. I was 19, and when you're 19, you feel like you're grown and you know everything. So I was actually 19 going on about 30. I had a really good friend, Amanda, who I spent a lot of time with. And I had met her senior year in high school, and lucky enough, we're still friends today. She introduced me to my husband when I was 19, and they lived right next to each other, or right around the block. So from 19, my husband and I got together. In July of 2002, when I was 20. No, I'm sorry. When I was 21, right before I turned 21, I found out that I was pregnant, and that was in the summer. My due date was April 1st, 2003. And I found out about 5 months along that I was having a girl. And I was so happy. She was born on April 8th, 2003, and we named her Morgan. In August of 2005, we bought our first home. And Easter weekend, 2006, I took another test and found out I was pregnant with my second child. And there's me, because I was so happy. I had my little girl who was like attached at the hip and always followed me around, and we had a really close relationship. And now I was having my second. My due date for the second child was December 14th, 2006, and I was scheduled to be induced that day. Or I'm sorry, I was scheduled to be induced on December 15th. But I woke up that morning at 2 a.m. with contractions, so we headed to the hospital. I was in labor for roughly 2.5 hours, and then I delivered my healthy baby boy, and we named him Matthew. There's the 4 of us. So that was 2006. In December of 2003, 2013, I was proposed to, and we got married June 13th, 2015, in front of all our friends and family. Our honeymoon, we were fortunate enough to be able to go to Hawaii, and it was the best time of my life. We climbed the volcano. We went to the Honolulu Zoo. That's horrible. I spelled that horribly wrong. Zoo. And we went to a luau where we drank. That's my version of a drink. Or it could be us just enjoying the luau. Now cut to, it is currently January 20th, 2020, and this year we are excited for a lot of new beginnings. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. I'm going to try to post every other day as long as I have the time allowed. But I would love to hear some feedback. See you in my next video.